Hey guys, Greg here on the Vinyl Rundown. This is a special alternative to Record Store Day edition. Today's Record Store Day, October 24th, 2020. And even though I made a video about Record Store Day, I didn't end up going. I saw an ad for a pretty cool estate sale in my neighborhood. The estate sale and Record Store Day both started at 10 a.m. So I had to make a choice. Am I going to stand in line for 2 hours to run in and ask for 10 albums and get one album for 30 bucks, excuse me? Or am I going to take a leisurely drive 2 blocks and be the only person there at this estate sale? Because they were selling all kinds of junk. A guitar, and they had like 40 or 50 records. So I was the only person there looking for the records, and there was only one other person there, so I did pretty well. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through real quickly 20-ish records. And let's see, where do we start? Well, this is a kind of a common record, Santana's Greatest Hits. What year is this? I don't know, 1974, Evil Ways, Persuasion, Black Magic Woman, Oye Como Va. I've got some of those as originals, but it's a nice record. Here's a very interesting record I've never seen before. If I told you the names Chick, Donald, Walter, and Woodrow, who would you think of? You'd probably think of Chick Corea, Walter, Woodrow? Woodrow is Woody Herman's big band, excuse me. And the weird thing about this is side 2 is Steely Dan tunes for the most part. Kid Charlemagne, Asia, FM. So Walter and Donald, it's not Donald Byrd, it's Donald Fagen and Walter Becker. Steely Dan being done by Woody Herman. And then side 1 is a lot of Chick Corea stuff. So very bizarre big band record. I got it for $1. What can I tell you? How about, here's a weird band that many of you know and like, Oregon, noodly, hippie, world music, new agey. They did a lot of stuff on ECM, but this is on Warner Brothers, recorded live in Montreal in 1979. Ralph Towner's in this band. Who else is in this band? Why doesn't it tell you who's in the band? Don't you think we would want to know that? Ralph Towner, Glenn Moore, Colin Walcott, that's the one. Did he die quite a few years ago? 2 record set for $1. There were a couple CDs, by the way. Here's a very cool CD that many of you may recognize. Who's that guy? Who is that guy? Sid Barrett of Pink Floyd fame, the original genius behind Pink Floyd. What's this cute little book? I didn't even notice this. Sid Barrett, 18 songs from the early days of Pink Floyd. Some of it's Pink Floyd and some of it is just Sid. So this is kind of the Sid Barrett, everything you always wanted to know about Sid Barrett for $1. That is probably one of the best bits of this little collection. Is the right CD in here? Yes, it is. See? I don't always have time to check. This is a sample from Analog Productions, the people that do the super high-end, analog LP reissues and Blue Notes and stuff. I guess they make CDs too. This has got 16 songs on it, some really good stuff. Art Pepper, Miles Davis, Bill Evans, Sonny Rollins, Chet Baker. Towards the end of this little outing, I was trying to get 20 things to round it up to a $20 bill. So I got some stuff that's kind of thrown in the pile. Not this one though, Freddie Hubbard, Ride Like the Wind. It is the Christopher Cross song, Ride Like the Wind. This is on the Electra Musician label, 1982. He's got Birdland on here by Weather Report. Who plays on here? Joe Porcaro, Abe Laboriel, the great bass player. I met him a while ago. I shook hands with him. Okay, here's one of the best things in this collection. Do you know the Dickies? Do you know the incredible shrinking Dickies? They were shrunk down by some space-age technology to the size of a pencil, and yet they were still able to play their record, their instruments. That's pretty amazing. The Dickies is like Weird Al meets hardcore punk, and they're kind of thrash metal, punk, novelty, weirdness. They do a version of Black Sabbath's Paranoid on here, and an original tune like You Drive Me Ape, You Big Gorilla, and Rondo, the Midget's Revenge. They said the word midget, it wasn't me. And some weird dudes in the band, of course, Billy Club, Carlos Caballero, Chuck Wagon. Stan Lee I've met. He used to come in our record store. One of these guys committed suicide not long after this. I don't remember which one, but apparently that was within miles of my house in Los Angeles. My son gave me that trivia today. Suicide trivia. Excuse me. Not fun. Okay, let's slow down and take a deep breath. The Griffith Park Collection. Some great players on here. Electra musician, but we've got Stanley Clarke, Chick Corea, Joe Henderson, Freddie Hubbard, Lenny White. I know nothing about this record other than they were offering it for $1 and it's got some great players on it. So I'm all over it. This was like the last record I threw on the pile. The lady said, yeah, you should check that out. Anybody heard of this guy? Ken Kubanek. This was originally, I paid $1 for it, but originally it was £2.65. £2.65p, mate. It's an English dude. I got it because, okay, it's got Chris Spedding on guitar and John Cale on keyboards, but otherwise, I know nothing about this guy. There he is, Mr. Kubanek, and all his 70s glory. But the one cool thing about this is red vinyl. And I suspect that makes a $5 record worth something like $6. Okay, here's one of the prizes of this collection. Mr. Karlheinz Stockhausen. That's not Karlheinz Stockhausen. Karlheinz Stockhausen is a 20th century composer, avant-garde, experimental guy. And the tune, or the piece on here is Cyclist for percussion and Klavierstück. Let's see. So side 1 is all percussion, I guess. And what else can I tell you about Stockhausen? Okay, here's another pretty cool record for $1. Does this title mean anything to you? Because it's kind of gross. Locust something Technician. Do you recognize these fun fellows? That's right. It's the B-hole Surfers. Yeah, I'm being very PG rated here today. The B-hole Surfers. But after you read the title, Locust Technician, and then you see the rear of the... Holy Jesus, that's a little almost inappropriate and tasteless. That's what this band is known for, being tasteless. Everything about them is tasteless. On this side, we have songs like Human Cannonball and Sweat Loaf. I just lost a CD. And on this side, we have the USSA and Graveyard. Other things I can't pronounce. I will not say on TV. Are we on TV or are we just on YouTube? Okay. Classical and synthesizer geeks will know this guy, Tomita, doing the classical piece, Gustav Holst's The Planet. So you got tunes with titles like Jupiter, Mercury, Uranus. So he does a synth version of all these this classical bit. Should be very cool. Okay, this one, very cool. Another 20th century composer, John Adams, minimalist style, kind of like Philip Glass. The Chairman Dances, as a reference to Chairman Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong, how do you pronounce that? Chinese communist guy. San Francisco. I guess he's from San Francisco. I didn't realize this when I bought this, but it has my favorite John Adams piece on here, which is called Short Ride in a Fast Machine. Very cool tune. Can't wait to give this a listen. So on the None Such label, sometime in the past, 1987. A lot of weird stuff here, guys. Which is what I like. The weirder the better. You will not see any Boston or Foreigner today. I'm sorry. If you're looking for Boston and Foreigner, come back tomorrow. You still will not see any Boston or Foreigner. Nothing against them, but I already got that stuff, so why do I need it to buy more of it? Jazz on the Mass Texts by Paul Horn, arranged by Lalo Schifrin of Mission Impossible fame. Another very weird, experimental, bizarre record I know nothing about, but liturgy is like sacred music. It says liturgy and jazz. Who wrote the liner notes on here? Father Norman O'Connor. I don't know who that is. I call him Dad, though. very rarely paired with the Beehole Surfers is the Disney Christmas album. They go well together, but you got to sequence it correctly. So we have the Merry Christmas carols with the good people, such as Chippendale and Donald Duck. They're not people, are they? They're animals that wear clothes. Silver Bells, Here Comes Santa Claus, Away in a Manger. Children's records are usually thrashed, and this has some scratches. It's a VG minus, I would say. Okay, this one I bought mostly for my wife, because she's into Joan Armatrading. I don't really know Joan Armatrading's music that much. I've heard the hits, but well-respected singer, songwriter. There she is on the back. I think she's the one without wacky socks. And a great cover on this too. I wonder who did the art. Beautiful painting. Does it say in the back? I haven't listened to any of these. I just got them home. They got to be cleaned. Cover designed by Sumiko. Who is Sumiko? You guys probably know, because you guys know everything. And gatefold with, what do you call those things? Lyrics is what they're called. Okay, this is an amazing record I'd never heard of before in my life. Ravi Shankar. That's a picture of computer-generated fractals, which were all the rage. Was it the 90s? Tanamana. And on the private music label. I just looked at the instrumentation on here. Got a bit of a surprise. It's not just Ravi Shankar. Ravi on synthesizers and sitar. Guess who plays the auto harp on this? George Harrison. That's right. I got me a George Harrison Ravi Shankar record. Super rare. Never seen it before. For $1. Who else is on here? Al Cooper on guitar. Patrick O'Hearn. Indian names I can't really pronounce, but very cool. Great shape. And when a record is in this great shape, you know nobody ever listened to it because it was probably too weird. A couple more left, guys. First record I saw when I got to the sale was this one. Oscar Peterson Blues Etude. The great Ray Brown on bass, etc. Standard hits, If I Were a Bell, Stella by Starlight. Shadow of Your Smile. This feels like a Verve record, but it's on a label called Limelight. I'm not sure, no. Oscar Peterson, just, you know, good time, chillin', jazz, nothing experimental. This one also, I think my wife would like. Rachel Sweet, kind of a pop star, teenage pop star, I guess. I don't know her records, but my wife is into her. But I was informed that Rachel later became a TV star, and you can see her on at least one episode of Seinfeld. Yes, that's right. Otherwise, I don't know Rachel Sweet that much. Rachel Sweet, Protect the Innocent. This record was found not in its sleeve. And can you see the fingerprints? Hopefully that'll come clean. Actual human fingerprints. I'm going to send that to forensics and have them arrest whoever left their frickin' fingerprints all over this thing. Nice label, though. I can't really read it. It's some weird record label. The typography is so experimental. What the hell does it say? Get in there. Why am I putting a filthy record back in its sleeve? That does not make any sense. Stiff Records. Come on, babe, people. It's Stiff Records. You guys know Stiff Records. This is for my son, who is one of the world's largest fans of what weirdo band? Devo. The Spud Boys. Dr. Detroit. It's just a single. Dr. Detroit soundtrack with Dan Aykroyd. And as my son said, I wouldn't get that unless it was $1 because it's not that great. But if you're a Devo completist, did I tell you about the CDs? I don't think I did. Yeah, I told you about Sid Barrett. But then at the Goodwill yesterday, I got 17th century cello music on Harmonia Mundi. All Italian composers like Frescobaldi. And this cello greatest hits record by Misha Maisky. Kind of a Yo-Yo Ma style. Bunch of little favorite tunes. Greatest hits, but mellow chamber or cello music. And then I got some more classical. The Goodwill is great for classical and not much else. Wait a minute, this is not Goodwill. This is from an actual record store. Schubert Quintet, Budapest Quartet. Found that for $1. wants to read some French. That's pronounced Sesson. Masses for 4 voices. I think that translates to mass, choir, organ, heavy duty. Argo, the Argo label. This is a European, that shiny thin, and another thin shiny European on Superfund. Superfund is from the wonderful country that doesn't exist anymore, Czechoslovakia. We've got violin concertos played by Nora Grumlikova, never heard of her. Benjamin Britten and Ralph Vaughan Williams are both prominent English composers. I've listened to this multiple times. Happy to get it for $1. Guys, that is my alternative to record store day. You don't need to spend $30 for 1 record when you can spend $20 for 20 records and be just as happy that you don't have what the other guy on the vinyl community has. You can't just run around buying what other people have because they have it. I've done that. Turns out you spend a lot of money. Be like me and fill up your house with junky scratch records for $1. You're not going to listen to them anyway, so what's the difference? Yeah, I'll listen to them once in a while. I got to clean these, and I think that's all I can think of, guys. So I got to get cleaning and get listening. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit notifications, because I know you want to find out the next time I make a goofy video like this. Let me know your comments if you have any, even if it's no comment. You can just say no comment. That's better than not making a comment. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great fall, and talk to you soon.